Hi, I'm Michelle Onifray with International Mountain Connection. This is part 2 of what to bring in your hiking backpack. Just as a reminder, this is a backpack for a day trip, meaning you're leaving in the morning and you're coming home at night the same day. As always, if you have difficulty understanding me, remember you can download the transcript and you can enable subtitles and captions. All right, let's get started. In the first video, I talked about 7 items to have in your backpack. And in this video, I'm going to add 7 more. So we're going to start with food. And I know I already talked about food, but this is extra food. This is just in case food. And why do I talk about just in case food? Well, maybe you get lost and it takes you more time to get back to your car. Maybe someone's injured and you have to wait for mountain rescue. Or maybe the trip that you planned is a little bit more strenuous or difficult than you anticipated and you're hungry. And sometimes that just happens. For your extra food, it could be something as simple as an apple. I know some people that like to bring these gel packs. Maybe you don't like apples or gel packs, but you can find granola bars. You can find a lot of different foods that you can keep in your backpack just in case. Maybe this food will go up the mountain with you and back down. But that's okay, because if there is an emergency or if it takes you longer, you do have that little bit of food to help you get by. Another item that we should have in our backpack is a whistle. Whistles are something that we don't always think about, but they are very helpful. If you are in a ditch or in an area with low visibility, a whistle can help people find you. Some of you might have a whistle integrated into your gear and you don't even know it. This is one of my backpacks, and on one of the clips, there's actually a whistle integrated into the clip. You should also check your headlamp. With this particular model of Petzl headlamp, there is a whistle integrated into the head strap, so that is also very convenient. It's also important to have an emergency blanket. I bought this emergency blanket many years ago and there weren't a lot of choices. Now there are a lot of choices. You can find something that is a little thicker, so it's more durable, and that means you can use it more than once. I'm not saying that I hope you need an emergency blanket to use more than once, but it's always good to have something that you don't throw away. Why do you need an emergency blanket? Well, if you are cold, it can shelter you from the wind. It can also serve as a reflective device if mountain rescue is trying to find you. As you know, when you go into the mountains, the weather changes very quickly. So I'm also adding to the list a rain jacket. And rain jackets are great because they also protect you from the wind. Other things that you should bring with you in your backpack: a top. I like to bring this jacket with me. It is a sleeveless down vest, and that gives me just a little bit of extra warmth when I'm up on the summit. Other people might opt for a coat, but don't worry, you don't necessarily have to have some really high-tech, heavy-duty piece of material. If you have a sweatshirt, that also works. In addition to having a warm top, you also need to have a hat and gloves. At the top of the mountain, the temperature is going to be lower. If you're by a lake, maybe there's a little bit of wind. So even if it is sunny and the temperatures are really warm when you start at the parking lot, it's a good idea to have these items in your backpack just in case. The last item that you should have in your backpack is something that I think is important. Not everyone agrees with me, but I'm going to add it anyway, and that is a headlamp. I know I said that this is a backpack for a day hike, and normally you should leave in the morning and you get home before the sun goes down. I also know that we have very good intentions to be back at the car before the sun goes down, but sometimes it takes us a little bit longer than we expected. So it's always better to have a headlamp that you can use, because using your cell phone as a flashlight is a good plan B, but a headlamp is not very heavy and it works much better. So those are the 14 things that I believe you should have in your backpack. If you did not see the first video with the first 7 items, make sure that you check that out. Do you agree with these 14 items? Is there something that I missed that you think is important? Let me know in the comments. And if you would like to know when the next International Mountain Connection video comes out, all you have to do is click on the subscribe button and the bell. And remember, why trust International Mountain Connection with your English training? Because Brian isn't in the kitchen, he's in the mountains. I'll see you soon. Bye.